when you're attending a webinar or when you come, you know, to consume knowledge online, you're really expecting to get those actionable insights. And the funny thing is you don't always end up getting them. You know, sometimes you're sitting there and you're listening to this great story and you're like, wow, this person really knows what they're talking about. But they miss out on the most important piece where it's like, you know, okay, this is how you take what you learned today and transform that into something that you can actually use to make money in your business. So today is all about that. We created a fantastic presentation, which is focused very much on not only, you know, the theory and what you should do and why you should do it, but also how you should do it. And we have Owen Video with us here today.
Yes.
Owen is a rock star. Last time we had him on our webinar, it was electric. In fact, if you've been to a Visita webinar before, you've seen like our presentations. We usually go with these like pastel, like really kind of, you know, chilled look. And this time I was like, no, we're going for like a rock concert vibe. And I'm going to go ahead. Owen, I'm going to share the slides from my end just because if I turn you into the producer, we're going to lose our Facebook live stream.
Cool.
So I'm going to share our cool rock concert vibe slides with the folks online.
I love it.
Yeah, so just again, hello to everybody that's joining us. I see more people are joining us as we speak. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We hope you are all well and safe, and we're super pumped for today. Today is session number 1 out of 3 from our Build Your Funnel Bootcamp. So we are going to walk you through 3 important steps of building your marketing and sales funnel to get, you know, it's the second half of 2020. The first half has definitely not gone as expected, to say the least. You know, we put so much time into building these business plans and sales plans and having our KPIs and our revenue goals. And then something like this happens. And we just kind of like, you know, have to hit the ground running and be really nimble and quick and try and, you know, take advantage of what the opportunities we do have this year. And that's what today is all about. So Owen, tell us, I mean, well, I guess I should first introduce myself. My name is Rachel Shapiro. I'm with Visita. I am a product marketing manager. But the reason I love my job is because I used to have a small business myself. I used to do marketing consulting and social media management for small businesses. So, you know, I was catering to small businesses, but I was a small business owner myself. And when I had the opportunity to join Visita, I really realized, you know, this is great because I can continue to work with small businesses, which I absolutely love, and I can help them use technology to make their lives so much easier. So that's me. And Owen, we are, again, super excited to have you here today. Guys, Owen, his official title is, you know, maybe marketing pro or YouTube guru, but we're just going to call him, you know, our rock star because that's what he is. He knows so much about online marketing. And what's so great about him is that he is as part of his profession, he shares that knowledge with others. So Owen, tell us a little bit about more, you know, like who you are, what you do.
My name is Owen Video, and yes, I am a YouTube marketing strategist. That is where I live. I live in the YouTube space, and largely I am teaching businesses and industry thought leaders how to launch a channel on YouTube. And I love YouTube. I live all day in YouTube. But that's not exactly where I started. I mean, I started, like many of you, with a small business, and I was building websites and creating funnels and doing SEO and trying to get my business off the ground and wondering what on earth should I be doing to make things work, because I found that the more entrepreneurial I became, the more work I was actually doing. And I didn't become an entrepreneur to do more work. I wanted to do less work. How many of you guys can relate to that? How many of you guys feel like getting to like 6 figures or 7 figures is becoming so much work? And it's like, I didn't sign up for this. I thought, where's the automation, right? Like where's sort of like the ease and the scalability that we all were promised? Well, it's right underneath our noses, I promise you. And we are so distracted by all of the busy work that we're getting from the gurus that we follow and the stuff that we hear at the Chamber of Commerce. And really what we need to focus on is creating content that brings customers to our business and then converting them into lifelong customers. And we do that through a process called funnels. And funnels are, how many of you have a funnel right now? I would love to hear from you. We've got Corrado, perhaps, beauty and cosmetics. Maria is out there saying we recruit top performers. Do you guys have funnels? And if so, tell me about them. I want to hear about your funnels, because building out a funnel will not only attract people to your business, but will actually convert them into new business. And I have been building funnels for a long time. In fact, when people come to me for YouTube, we build out their videos and we attach it to a funnel, right? That's how you make money on YouTube. Dang it. Now you'll never have to enroll in a single course from me. There's actually much more to it than that. We're going to cover that today, but I want to share with you some of the work I've done in the past. Can we go to the next slide? I have been building funnels for a long time. In fact, my top selling course is called the Video Sales Machine, where we teach people how to build a video sales funnel. And we have had hundreds of people enroll into this program over the course of the years. Next slide is an example of one of the many funnels that we build to help attract new customers to our business without working more hours. Right? That's the key, because we could all go on Facebook and be scrambling and moving around, and you can get a shot of the computer screen. I've got my videographer here today, my beautiful wife, Teresa, and she's trying to get pictures of me working in this very, very small area because it's kind of cool. Like I have a mixer here and I have a 4K cam and all this stuff. And I said, come get pictures. This is really neat, but she doesn't want to be on camera. So I just pulled her on camera so that you guys could see that we're documenting this, just as you should be documenting what you're doing right now. You should be taking pictures of what you're doing and showing it to your audience and your customers and letting them know that you're constantly working at getting better to serve them more effectively. So keep that in mind, okay, as we're going through this today, because I want to be really interactive. So this is an example of one of the funnels that we have built over time, where you can see we're creating content that generates interest in a lead magnet. That lead magnet converts our customers, where we nurture them using Visita into a sales appointment. And today we're going to be, or really through the course of this whole boot camp, we're going to be teaching you how to build systems like this in less time for more leads than you've ever seen before. How many of you guys would like to experience that? I mean, seriously, how many of you guys would like to put in 5 hours to a project and have it generate leads for the next 2 years? And I'm not talking about like a crappy lead here and like a broke lead there. I'm talking about people that are like, you know, I read your blog or I saw your video and I would really like to do business with you. Like, what's it going to cost? How many of you guys want leads like that? Because that's the only kind of lead. It's not even a lead. If they're not like that, they're not a lead. They're still just kind of like junk, right? They got to be pre-qualified. And Visita helps us to do that. We're going to show you how we do that. Okay, let's go to the next slide, because I want to encourage all of you to follow me on Instagram to continue to stay in touch on funnels, funnel development, small business growth, and video marketing. So here's what I want you to do. Grab your mobile device right now, okay? And then tap on your Instagram app. Now, once you do that, I want you to go to the search area and search for OWEN Video, and you're going to find me. And if you find somebody other than me, I want you to report them, right? Because they're an imposter.
The OWEN imposter.
Yeah, being infiltrated here behind enemy lines. Search for OWEN Video, find me, and click follow. That's the first step, okay? But then you need to trigger the algorithm to show my stuff to you. So I want you to tap on my latest post and comment Visita. Okay, just comment Visita, and we'll reach out to you after this event is over, and we're going to send you a free funnel gift just for commenting Visita and joining us on this process. And I'm already seeing some smile sleep training is coming in. Yeah, isn't that cool? I love that you guys are people of action. And so Royal Fashion, Ken Countless Marketing is commenting Visita. Love to see you guys out there. So thanks for doing that. And I want to say what's up to Roberto, who is a London training provider. Guys, take a look at the chat box in the chat room right now on Zoom, and look at the colleagues that you're here with. Look at the other people that you're here with, okay?
And if you're watching us on Facebook, you can feel free to drop anything in the comments. You know, we're monitoring that as well, and I'm sure a whole bunch of people would love to know who you are and what you do, whether you're watching us on Zoom or Facebook.
Yeah, great point there. Now, I'm going to actually go to the next slide here. So can you, Rachel, so I'm no longer able to see what's going on Zoom because I'm looking at my notes now. So I'll be kind of like coming back and forth. Savvy Low is commenting, Visita, great to see you there. So today we're going to talk about, for this boot camp. This boot camp is a 3-part series and you're in session 1. So air 5 to you. So glad you could make it. And during this boot camp, we're going to cover 3 core trainings that you not only need to know now, but you need to know forever. This is how not just business works, but online marketing works, okay? And in session 1, which is today, we are going to go over content strategy that sets you up for lead generation. And this is huge because how many of you are creating content now? Okay, your life is so amazing on Instagram. Are you creating content now? Tell me in the chat room right now. And if you are creating content, tell me what. Are you doing like once a week blogs? Are you doing tweets every day? Are you doing Instagram as a lead generation tool? Are you doing SEO and these different things? Or I guess that would be blog, but video, right? Are you posting a video? Are you doing Facebook Live, right? Tell me what kind of content you're doing, because in today's session, I'm going to show you a content strategy that will help you to create content every single time that gets a result. Okay, so every single piece of content will get a result somewhere, but I'm going to show you where you need to be getting results, because a lot of you are creating content without any kind of like, what do I want this content to do? And so we're going to be covering that today. In our next session, and we're going to be announcing the date at the end of this webinar. So make sure that you watch the whole thing and watch the recording, because you want to get registered for that. We're going to be talking about converting those leads, right? So now you've got leads, okay? How are you going to convert those leads? And this is where it's like, I ran into this. Like we did a summit, 10 years ago when I was first starting, and I generated like 1,000 leads. And it's like, well, now what? Just buy, right? And it doesn't work. So you need content. You need a second layer of content designed to convert your customers. And then session number 3 is a game changer for you. Do you guys want to know that this month alone, we had 82% upsell conversion, right? Meaning that we turned existing customers, 82% of our existing customers, we upsold or renewed. Upsold can be a crude term, but that's exactly what we did, is we converted an existing customer into a higher paying customer. In session 3, I'm going to show you how to market to your existing customers so that you can keep your business longer and finally start to experience that residual, low impact, high return revenue that we've all been looking for. This is that what we call MRR, monthly recurring revenue, that money that just comes in because your customers don't cancel. They don't leave. How many of you, let's be honest, we're all friends here, right? We're all here to grow together. How many of you have a cancellation problem, right? I have a cancellation. My name is blah, 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 and I have a cancellation problem. I get it. We've all been there. We had a huge cancellation problem a couple years ago, retention. And we solved it with strategies we're going to show you in this presentation. So today we're going to cover, if we want to go to the next slide, we're going to cover why content is king and the best way to create content to get in front of your potential customers using a strategy you have never heard before. Okay? You've never heard it before because you've never heard me teach it before, right? But I don't see a lot of people teaching this strategy. I do see a lot of people doing it while teaching SEO. I do see a lot of people using this strategy while teaching Twitter, right? But they're using the strategy themselves that I'm going to show you here today. And then I'm going to show you how to build your content plan and actually start creating. In fact, I'm going to launch you guys into a new era of content creation today. And I'm going to show you finally how to use Visita the way that we do to put our content out there so that it actually generates leads. And Rachel, you're going to be doing that part of the presentation, the demo?
Yep, we have a cool step-by-step demo prepared, so you guys won't be leaving empty-handed. You'll have a step-by-step guidance of so Owen's going to teach you how to make this content. He's going to give you all the tools you need so you can come up with some great ideas for pieces of content you can start working on literally as soon as today. And what I'm going to do is show you how you can use Visita to capture the leads. So you're going to plant different kind of links in your content, and we're going to get to all this later. That'll help you, generate leads from that content.
Yeah. I'm getting some great interest here. I'm saying I've got an unsubscribe problem. We've got a COVID cancellation problem, and we've got some questions also coming in that we are going to answer in the course of this presentation. Zach Clayton is doing videos of partners and his program. Nitsa is doing blog posts, LinkedIn posts, YouTube videos, and webinars. Wow, it sounds like a lot.
A lot.
Yeah, let's see if we can, if you're getting the result, if you're not getting the results, let's see if we can do less work and get a bigger result. Otherwise, stay in touch because I love to hear that you're doing that. Chris is doing SEO, Facebook posts. Karima is doing vlogs and webinars. I love it. Now, if you guys have a question, you can ask it in the chat area, or better yet, click the Q&A icon at the bottom of your Zoom meeting and ask it there so that we can come back and answer all those questions in the course of the presentation today. So let's dive right in to content, all right? And let's answer this question, because I get this question a lot, is why should I make content for free, right? People should have to pay for this. Or if I make content that exposes my secret recipe, why would people buy from me, right? If I'm a business coach or I'm a fitness coach and I want to generate leads, but somebody tells me, well, you got to show them your exercises on video once a week. It's like, well, why would somebody buy from me then? If they can just get all my exercises on YouTube for free, or if they can just read all my secrets on my blog site for free. This is a very valid concern, but I want to approach it because Encyclopedia Britannica. Do you guys remember Encyclopedia Britannica? So I was a boy. I was a kid. And I remember watching TV on my belly, like you know, looking up at the TV. And at the time we had this, it was a color TV, but it was a crank. Like it had a UHF crank and like a VHS crank. And it was like, we had rabbit ears, right? So during Monday Night Football, I might have to hold the antenna for my dad, right? So this is kind of like that era, right, of what I'm talking about. So you know what I'm talking about? And we had a bookshelf that we watched TV on, and this bookshelf was empty until one day an encyclopedia guy came to our door and sold our family a set of Encyclopedia Britannicas. Now, I grew to hate encyclopedias because instead of doing like punishments or discipline, my mom, when we got in trouble, would have us copy entire pages from the encyclopedia. So I have sort of a love-hate relationship with encyclopedia. But let me tell you what they did that was so brilliant, because they didn't introduce any new ideas into the atmosphere. They created nothing new. What they did was they compiled it, organized it, and distributed it. And this is a great example of your content, because when you create content for the web, you are creating content strategically. You're not just giving them step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4 of your process. That's not at all what you're going to be doing. And that's never what we've suggested. Instead, you want to be covering a wide variety of topics that attract your customers in different stages of the buying cycle. What Encyclopedia Britannica did, okay, is what you're doing with your courses and with your program. You're organizing and compiling it. So not all of my secrets, but a lot of my secrets exist on my YouTube channel, on webinars, on blog posts, and I give it away for free. Why? Because one person, my best client, is going to see one blog post or one video, and they're going to say, this is the guy for me, right? Or maybe they'll see 3. But in no way is my program made less valuable because you read a blog post about it. Not at all. And your service is far more valuable than a blog post. So yes, you should be giving away your secrets, but no, you shouldn't give them all away for free. And no, you shouldn't give them all out chronologically so that somebody can just copy all your stuff. And even if they did, your best customers would still want to go through it one-to-one with a professional like you or with a company like yours. Okay, so content is the king, right? This is the move that's going to make moves for you. And you need to create content specifically based on the types of people that you're trying to attract to your business. And that's why I want to show you the arch method. Have you ever been out archery, right? Pulling an arrow back like compound bow or a recurve bow. How many of you guys have ever played archery? My family, we love to do archery and we love to do stuff outdoors like that. And so I want to share with you this arch method that we have that it looks like it may not be loading perhaps.
Yep, let's just give it another second, but...
yeah, give it a second, but I want you to imagine in your head an archery target, right? With like, you know, like a line on the out, like a dartboard, right? And it's got like circles, and like the outside circle is worth 5 points, and the inside circle is worth, you know, 10 points, and then 25 points, and then and then maybe, you know, the bullseye in the center. Okay. But let's just imagine that right now while we're looking. It's so weird that this isn't loading, but let's just take a look at it. I want you to think of the word arch, and I want you to think of this target. And on the outside of this target is where your customer begins, and the bullseye is where they buy. Okay. So let's talk about that system, that ARCH system. And I want to use an analogy for you today. Let's imagine Bill and Jane are customers, and they have $10,000. Okay. They got a tax refund maybe, or maybe their business did well. They got a bonus at work, but Bill and Jane are American consumers, and they got $10,000. They're either going to get a business coach or a fitness coach, or maybe an RV. They don't know. They got $10,000. As they get closer to actually investing that $10,000, they go through the arch, and they go from the outer circle to the inner circle to the inner circle to the bullseye. And that's where you need to be creating content. So A stands for awareness. Okay. Do we have the arch?
We're working on it.
Okay.
But you're drawing a great picture. I mean, I can see it. I can see it in
Let me see if I can it looks like I can share the screen now. So let me actually, I hope that you, let me say this while we're doing this, like, rock on, right? Like, there's gonna be tech problems anywhere you go. And I hope, if there's nothing else right now, I mean, I think we're going through some good content, but if nothing else right now, like, this is like a great sort of example of just like how to just kind of keep moving. So can you see
yes,
my slides now? Okay, can you guys see that?
It's happening.
Awesome. So give me like in the chat room, give me like I can see it, or yes, or a thumbs up or something. Just let me know that you guys can see it. Okay, so but you can't see my notes, right? You can't see, I don't think you can see my notes. Let's continue. Okay, so Bill and Jane have $10,000, and they're going to invest it somewhere. They're going to go through the arch. So they're going to start in A, where they're in the awareness phase, where they're becoming aware of what they can even invest in. You know, Bill and Jane are sitting around going like, well, maybe we should get an RV. Okay, well, an RV is going to be about, you know, $100,000, and we're going to need $40,000 to even put it down on. So maybe now's not the right time. All right, so RV is off the list. Well, what else? You know, business coach, fitness coach. Maybe we'll remodel the cabinets. Right? They're in this awareness phase where they're even finding out what they can do. So you need to be creating content for people in the awareness phase to create awareness for what you do. As you create awareness, you also want to be moving that customer to the R phase, which is the research phase. Now, in the research phase, this is where Bill and Jane have sort of narrowed down their options, and they're kind of like, all right, well, it's going to be a business coach or a fitness coach. Like, we're going to invest in ourselves this year, right? Which, by the way, is what my wife and I did. We invested in a business coach, and a very, very high level, and it's been a phenomenal. I love working with coaches. One of my best clients is a fitness coach, right? So we love these industries, and I would love to hear from you. What do you do? I know I asked this in the beginning, but we have so many more people on right now. Tell me what you do in the chat room. Love to hear from you. So now in the research phase, you're going to be creating content that helps them pick you, and pick not just you as a company, but your industry, why your industry and why your service is so necessary. So that as they're looking between fitness coach and business coach, you're leaning them towards business coach, right? That's the research phase. You're going to provide stats and data. You're going to provide emotional testimonials here. And you're going to move them into the C range, which is compare. So we have awareness, research, and compare. Now, compare is they're going to do a business coach, but which business coach do we buy from? So compare is when they're looking at you or the business coach across the street. And you need to create content that sells you now in the C section. I'm going to show you how to do that. In the C section. I shouldn't say that too loud. There's literally 17 kids in this house. I know you guys can't hear them, but we have all of the family over. You know what I mean? And we were just talking about all those babies last night. So, hey, props to all the moms out there, by the way. Hustling moms, raising kids, building businesses. I love to see that. I'm actually drinking out of my mom's mug right now, apparently. So.
Oh, that's sweet.
Don't judge me. Don't judge me for the pink heart mug.
No, it's cool because we just sold you as this, like, you know, really hardcore rock star, and there you are drinking your tea from this little heart, you know, shaped mug.
Yeah, totally. And that's the realist. My puppy is over here waiting to go play fetch with me. Like, he's over here looking at me like, can we go, please, Alpha? But he's getting a good education, so he'll enjoy this. So comparative, now that they've picked you, that's a hot lead. This is your lead to lose. Okay? Most of us are only creating content for hot leads. There, I said it, right? Most of us are only creating content for hot leads. I don't have any, I'm not going to convince them to buy from me. It's the wrong attitude, pal. You know, you have got to be making content within the ARCH method. And I'm going to show you a technique for doing that. But first, let's kind of go back to the content part of things. Your content should establish you as a leader, number one, and not another player in the field. Get rid of words like just and only. I'm only $5,000. Well, working with me is just a small down payment. Just get rid of those words, right? Establish yourself as the leader. I see a lot of business owners being humble in their content, and that's noble, right? Humility, reserve humility for your interpersonal communications. Reserve humility for your human interactions. On your blog posts, in your videos, you are the best. You are the only choice for reasons A, B, and C. Okay? So take a stand in your content and be a leader in your content. You also want to be creating content for a larger audience than just your customers, right? It's anybody that might be researching in this, even if they don't buy it for 10 years, right? You're not, get this. If you're only creating content for your customers will never find it because they're reading your competitor's content because he's got content or she's got content in A, R, and C, okay? And you want to be using your content as a gateway to the next step in the funnel. And we're going to talk about exactly how we do that.
I saw a lot of folks in the comments wrote, I mean, lots of them said, a lot of our audience today said that they're already, creating for some format of content. And then I saw a few people that actually said, well, this isn't something that I'm really doing yet. And I think this is a shout out to all the guys out there that are really interested in, starting creating content online and might not really have the confidence to do it. And what I want to say to you guys is you should never underestimate how impactful and how valuable your knowledge is. Sometimes it's hard to sort of get outside your head. You're thinking to yourself like, oh, what, am I going to write a blog post about this? Like, oh, everyone knows that. That's a no-brainer. That's the wrong attitude because not everyone knows what you know. You have X years of experience in your field. You have worked with X amount of people. You know so much that is more than, what the average person online knows. And that's information that you can give away for free, to get in front of the people you care about and to sort of position yourself as a leader in your domain, someone that people will remember, a person that people will turn to when they have a question or when they're ready to make a purchase. Yeah, so big. I hear this a lot too. It's like, well, why would anyone care about that? Or nobody wants to hear that. And anytime you say that to yourself, that's a piece of content you need to make immediately. Right? So true. It is true because, Bill and Jane have no idea. And newsflash, they don't really care. They don't really care the recipe of Hershey's chocolate. They don't really care the recipe of Coca-Cola. They just want a refreshing drink or a snack, right? And that's how you need to think about your business is give them snackable content. Give them little bits and pieces to help them understand what you do and the value of what you do. When you come out, you say, I'm the best business coach in America because we focus on e-commerce. People are going, what's e-commerce again? Right? I'm just trying to buy nutritional products online. But what's e-commerce again? Right? So this is where, and you're thinking, well, everybody, e-commerce is selling nutritional products online. You have to know that they don't know. In fact, can I do like a quick mini training? I wasn't planning on going through this, but the 4 levels of learning, right? People don't know what they don't know. And then they know what they don't know. They know what they know, and they know what they don't know. Okay, those are the 4 levels of learning. People don't even know what they don't know. And so I'm going to show you a matrix system for creating content
that all has a purpose and acts as a gateway for moving awareness people into comparative people, or into research people, and then research people into comparing you, and then comparing you into a hot lead. Okay, let's talk about that right now. Number one, Brittany Ashley is saying imposter syndrome comes up a lot for sure. Yeah, totally. I get that. But I want to help you get through that over the course of the next 2 sessions. So what type of content should you be doing? Look, if you ask me, I'm going to say video 100% across the board, no matter what. You should be doing video, and that means YouTube, live video, and maybe some stories, okay? But that's not going to work for everybody, and I know that, right? But I'm a video guy, right? So, of course, I'm going to say video. Hershey is never going to recommend M&Ms. You know what I'm saying? So I think you should be doing YouTube content. Now, that being said, YouTube content is not for everybody. At the end of the day, you do not need to be on every platform. Okay? Everybody go, you do not need to be on every single platform. In fact, you need to pick maybe your top platform and master that platform. Maybe have 2 ancillary platforms. We are a YouTube first company with an emphasis on LinkedIn and Instagram. That's what we do. Any content that goes on YouTube goes into our blog post, but we don't call it a blog, right? Like blogging is not our focus. Video is the focus. Okay, so you need to discover which platforms are most popular among your target audience, but also you need to be on a platform that you're comfortable in. If you're a great writer, then you should be writing blog posts, I think, or really maybe like some in-depth LinkedIn posts, right? Maybe LinkedIn posts. Now, if you're a good writer and you're not afraid of the camera, you should absolutely be writing YouTube videos. Absolutely, for all sorts of reasons. But if you're a good writer and you're camera shy, then you don't have to do video. So all of you that don't want to do video, you're not set up for it. The tech overwhelms you. You just all like self-conscious issues. You know what I mean? Like you just don't feel like you're good on camera. Don't do it. You don't have to do it. But you're going to follow a similar content strategy because the content strategy applies to everything. So pick your platform, okay? Pick your platform, Facebook Live, YouTube, where you're going to primarily be, going through your content. Now, here's a couple of guidelines for your content. We sort of talked about this. You want to work within your area of genius, okay? So if you're a good writer, stick to writing. If you're good on video, stick to video. You want to make sure you proofread and proofread again. This is so key because if you misspell the word your even once, they're going to get you. They're going to come after you, and they come after me all the time, and I'm a great speller. I'm a great speller and a great proofreader. That stuff still gets through our lines of defense. So just proofread and proofread again, and feel free to edit posts. If somebody points out an error, thank them and then fix the error, if you can. Visuals matter. You got to think in visuals. So whether it's a blog post, a LinkedIn post, an Instagram post, or a video, you have to think in visuals. Well, Owen, all video is visual. Yeah, but I could do a video of me talking from this distance, and I could do a video of me talking from this distance. Similarly, I could do a video of me in the right-hand corner with a window, up here with little images appearing, or I could be on this side with images appearing. Similarly, I could do screen shares and screen tutorials. There's a lot. You've got to think in visuals. Like, what is the audience going to experience here? We just had this conversation with my social media manager today. Is the posting copy, when you're writing the posting copy for LinkedIn, think about what image we're going to use, right? I told her, don't create the image. Just think about what they're experiencing, right? And then it's a team. We'll sort of pick those visuals. You want to be original. And when I say be original, I mean authentic to your personality, right? How many of you guys know your own personality style? Like, I'm a disc profile guy. I'm not into enneagrams. I don't know enneagrams well. But how many of you guys know your enneagram, right? And that's really good. How many of you guys know the enneagram of your target demographic? That's huge, right? See, I'm a DI, okay, in the disc profile. And I do my content with passion, with excitement, with leadership, because that's who I am. In the beginning days of my business, I was trying to be like everyone else. In fact, if you go back and you look at my earliest work, you'll see me in like a shirt and tie. I'm not making fun of shirts and ties. It's just not me. You know what I mean? But I had like a tie on, you know, it's like, hey, everybody, I'm here to do your video. And now I buttoned this button for this presentation. But as soon as we're done, I'm unbuttoning like 2 more buttons and I'm walking free. You know, I'm a free spirit. And so I let that free spirit bleed into my content. Okay. That's what we mean when we say be original. It's like be yourself, be authentic, but it also means have an angle, right? This is where just and only need to work themselves out. Like if you're presenting your content the same way as your biggest competitor, like the biggest name, because you're trying to be like them. Oh, this works for them, so I'll do it. You're going to lose that game, right? Because why buy from you at a higher boutique price when you offer the exact same thing the exact same way? Well, I'm going to go higher end. I'm going to use Action Coach or one of the corporate coaching companies, right? As opposed to this boutique coach or whatever the case might be. I'm just going to go get a fitness coach at the gym. You know, I was reading Sally's blog and it's just, it's the same crap, you know, it's like, so I'll just go to the gym where it's cheaper. Right? What's your angle, right? I've got a fitness coach right now and we're creating her content. And one of her angles is restrictive diets don't work. So anytime a diet is telling you to stop doing something, it's not a diet you should follow. She talks about all the different diets. So she's like anti-keto, anti all this stuff. And don't get me wrong, she knows that there's value here and value there, but that's her angle, right? Because if none of those diet fads work, then what do you do? Who are you going to call? Like, what could possibly be the solution, right? It's you. It's you. Okay. So have an angle in your content and always build in a call to action, a CTA. And here's the thing. Your best CTA might be to the next video. Your best CTA might be to read the next blog, okay? Your best CTA may not be download my guide or call me for a consultation. The big call to action mistake that I see business owners make is every call to action is call us today for a 15-minute consultation or call today for a free blah, 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 right? Yawn, 1980s. The 1980s called and they want your Tin Man clothes back, right? Have you guys seen Tin Men with Richard Dreyfuss? Okay. Amazing movie, by the way, for business people. Also, Glenn Ross, really good movie. So check it out. You have got to have a call to action that fits the piece that you're writing today and knowing where they are in the ARCH method, right? So what call to action would lead this A reader into an R reader, right? Or maybe it's one awareness article that links to another. This is my strategy on YouTube, is that we have 3 videos that all link to each other before we ask for them to buy or visit our website. Okay. So I'm going to share with you guys right now that we know sort of the precepts for content creation, I want to share with you the strategy that we're going to land the plane on today. And I'm going to send you away with an activity. We're actually going to workshop a little bit of it, but I'm going to send you away with an activity so that you can come back to the second session of the boot camp with your content plan already in place. Now, what you're about to see is going to be different than what you've heard before. So I want to challenge you to accept it, right? It can be very hard to be like, oh, well, I'd never heard this before. It's a blah, right? To the contrary, if your business is not where you want it to be, then you need to hear this. It's because you don't know this, okay? So I'm going to be introducing you to Rita is asking, what does the H stand for in the ARCH acronym? Hot lead. So a hot lead is the bullseye. It's your lead to lose at that point, okay? So I'm going to be sharing with you guys today a strategy called the silo strategy. And a silo is a category of content on the same topic. Inside a silo, a content silo, you'll find individual posts, a video, a blog, or maybe an Instagram image that are subtopics of or go deeper into the larger silo content group. Okay? So think of a silo like a tabletop, right? Where your company's niche, your company's value statement, right? So Rita wrote, I'm a certified event planner. Okay, that's good. Enthusiastic event planning for unique to you experiences. Here we go. I specialize in smaller family and friends gatherings, afternoon teas, anniversaries, birthdays, outdoor barbecues, and garden parties. Okay, I really like that concrete vision, Rita, but what I want to do is sort of like simplify that again. So what Rita is a boutique event planner for family and friend gatherings like anniversaries, birthday parties, garden parties, and events. Right? That's your company's niche. That's your company's value statement. Now, the legs of your table are the silos. What are the pillars? What are the content pillars that hoist up or hold up your company's value statement? Well, you know, these are, Rita, for you, silo one could be how much is it, like the cost of hiring an event planner. Silo number two could be a whole silo or content theme on how to throw a backyard birthday party. Or how about this? Backyard events. So how to host a backyard birthday party, how to host a backyard wedding, how to host a backyard garden party, how to host a backyard afternoon tea. Now, I know you're thinking to yourself, Rita, that, well, those afternoon teas and backyard parties, it's not the same thing. No, I get that. I get that. I'm not trying to master your technique. I'm trying to speak to the homeowner who's going to hire you, right? And they may not know that a backyard barbecue is different than an afternoon tea. So you're going to have a silo that explains all the different types of backyard barbecues and backyard parties that you can do. You might have another silo on the best foods to serve at blank. So I even love the silo. A silo is called best foods, right? So it's best foods to serve at a backyard barbecue. Best foods to serve at a catered birthday party. Best foods to serve at a 40th birthday party. Best foods to serve at your wife's 40th, parentheses, I mean 29th birthday party. Isn't that fun content, Rachel? Isn't that a fun idea?
I want to read that article about,
right?
40. I'm ready. Send me a link.
Yeah, right. Good. I love it. I'm going to go against, I hope my client's not listening, but like, let's just go against her. How about this? Like or best keto foods for a backyard barbecue, best vegan foods for a backyard barbecue. All right. So a silo can also be thought of kind of like a TV show. And when I think of TV shows, there's only one that comes to mind. Okay. It's called The Office. I don't know if you've ever seen The Office. Okay. But if you haven't, you know, welcome. Yeah, you're about to experience joy. It's the funniest show ever written. I love this show. And some episodes of The Office are about Dwight. Some of the episodes are about Jim and Pam. Some are about Michael, and some are about David Wallace. So just like a TV show has like this main theme, it's like a bunch of people working together in an office. That TV show has individual episodes in silos, Jim and Pam, Michael, you know, Ryan and Kelly, and so on and so forth. You want to create content like this. Gary Palmer is saying, I love it. John Sabino is saying, we're an accounting firm and business consultant. Okay, great. So for what size companies? For a startup? For 6 figures? For 7 figures? Let's go deeper into that. Okay. Here's an example of some of the silos that we've helped our clients build, okay, in the past. So one of these is the biggest mistake silos. Right? So if you're a business coach, you might have a silo called biggest mistakes, and it's like biggest mistakes that business owners make. Biggest mistakes that business owners make with finances. Biggest mistakes that business owners make in accounting. Biggest mistakes that business owners make with QuickBooks. Okay, John, that's for you. But if you're selling to marketers, you might want to do something like, hey, the biggest mistakes that marketers make. If you're a real estate agent, you might want to do a whole silo called the biggest mistakes, and then have episodes or individual pieces of content, whether they're blogs, tweets, or videos. That's like the biggest mistakes that home buyers make. The biggest mistakes that first-time buyers make. The biggest mistake that real estate investors make. The biggest mistakes that families make when buying their first home. You see where I'm going? And you have a whole silo on on biggest mistakes. Okay? Now, moving forward, that's one silo. Another silo that I would encourage all of you to do is a silo called verses, right? So You might do something like if you're a marketer, it might be like Facebook versus LinkedIn, or Instagram versus Snapchat, or paid versus organic growth. If you're a fitness coach, it might be doing cardio versus strength. Like if you're a fitness coach, you might do a whole silo called versus, and it's like cardio versus strength training, keto versus paleo. You could be doing belly fat versus, booty fat, right? Or, versus. Okay, I want you guys all to type into the comment section right now, what is one versus piece of content that you could make right now? This versus that. I want to hear from you guys in the comment section. Ooh, good. Roberto wrote face-to-face training versus online learning. Love it. You could do a whole, by the way, Roberto, you could do a whole training on online learning, or a whole silo on online learning. So it's like face-to-face training versus online learning. What's it called? Like online courses versus online learning. Or it could be, I'm trying to think of the website that you could buy courses from. There's so many of them. But Learning Tree versus Udemy, or whatever the case might be. I love that content. Ken Countess is saying long videos versus short videos. Excellent. Ooh, Karima, who's a divorce attorney, divorce coach. Mediation versus litigation. I love it. Divorce versus trial separation. Separation versus trial separation. Alimony versus agreement. Custody versus shared custody. Go. Let's FTP testing versus lab testing. Gary says, but that's really specific. The more specific, the better, man. If you are vanilla, they're going to find your competitors. Okay? Be a flavor. For sure. Virtual versus in-person fundraising. That's good. Virtual fundraising versus event fundraising. I'm not sure I've been to a lot of fundraising events in person. You're right. And half of that effectiveness is because the guy asking for money is like staring at me, So you feel compelled to donate. You don't have the same pressure on virtual. So that's good. Last one. Gregory is saying home sleep test versus night owl disposable testing for sleep apnea. That's an amazing title. I love that. I absolutely love that. Okay, so that's what your silo strategy, that's an example of a silo strategy. Let me show you what a silo strategy might look like on Instagram. So for example, you can see that Visita is already creating in silos. They've got their tips silo where they're posting their top tips, and they're doing this while also having a weekly review series. So what this does is it peppers the Instagram newsfeed, and you're attracting people at different areas in the sales arch. On my own Instagram, we have a series called 6 Tips, and I post 6 tips on some different YouTube things. But I also have another series called my family series, and this is designed to help people like trust me and trust my values and where I come from, you know what I mean, and what's important to me. And what's important to me is family. The reason I got involved in this is because my dad worked for a large company for many, many years, and took him an hour and a half to drive to work and an hour and a half to drive home. There were some days I would never even see my dad. And so he invented a little game for us to play. Every night before bed, my mom would ask us what our favorite color of the day was. Blue, green, red. We had choices, right? But it's like, what's your favorite color? And she would tell my dad when he would come home at midnight, we were kids, we were asleep at midnight, we're on the bed like, But he would come home, and to prove that he had been home, he would leave a gumball, small, tiny gumball, of that color in our windowsill. And so every day we would wake up, there'd be 4 gumballs in the windowsill, one of each color that we picked. And that's how we knew that my dad came home. And although that was a very special connection that I had with my dad, in fact, I'm in my dad's house right now with friends and family here, and it's wonderful. I didn't want to be absent from my kids' childhoods. I wanted to be there. I wanted to be active. And so I became an entrepreneur instead of getting a corporate job that would have eaten up all my time. And so I want people to know who my family is. So I have these two different shows. I have these two different silos on my Instagram page, and you can do the same thing on your blog, on your YouTube channel, on your Facebook Live, okay, anywhere that you're producing content. And so what I want to do now is I want to do a breakout session, okay, and I want to spend the remaining time that we have together going through an exercise that will help you to create your silos according to the ARCH method. Now, keep in mind, a table has 4 legs, but your business could have 4 legs, 10 legs, or 20 legs, okay? You're going to be making content for a long time. You might start making a silo and you do 10 episodes and it's over. It's run its course. Great. You did it. Great. Move on, right? You might do a silo and you do 3 episodes and you're like, nobody likes this content, and you cut it, you leave it there, but you move on. That's fine too. That's part of business, right? Is discovery and discovering what you might do. You might come up with a silo content in 3 months from now, and you end up doing that silo content for 10 years, right? And so what I want to do is I want to encourage you, first of all, that what your silos are today, they may not be tomorrow. And the best silos you may not even come up with for 3 months. But I want to start you on an exercise today that requires some work for you. From you. So what I want to do is I want you to get out a Google Doc or a sheet of paper. Rachel, can you see the slide okay?
Yeah, looks good.
Okay, cool. So what I want you to do, guys, is just draw 3 lines down that page, just like you see here. And divide that into 4 silos, all within the ARCH framework here, okay? So you have your awareness content, and awareness content is what content and how-to content. Now, this is very simple, guys. There's lots of different types of awareness content, but I can't teach them all today. So I'm going to just keep it simple with what and how-to, right? So, how to get divorced quickly. It's such sad content, is it not? Like, I don't think anybody here nobody here like falls in love hoping to get divorced. I can't wait to divorce you someday, but it's necessary content, right? So how to get divorced quickly. I think that having just gone through divorce in my family, my sister recently, nobody wanted a big mess. Nobody wanted a big fuss. So I love this, like how to do it quickly, how to get divorced quickly and civilly, how to get divorced without going through a big thing. Lots of how-to content. Now, who else is out there? Hopefully we have like a birthday party company or something, right? Because we're talking about divorce, and I want to find another one. Somebody is asking why the number 6. I'm not exactly sure what that. Okay, how about this one? Destroying old business records. That's a great business, right? So awareness that I even need that. Like, what do you do with all your credit card receipts? What do you do, or how to dispose of precious financial information? How to dispose of paper business files without breaking the law and things like this. This is awareness content, right? Like how to avoid going to jail as a business owner. And the answer is properly destroy your business records, right? So there's lots of different ways that you could sort of present that. Let's go with the sleep test. And you're going to go into research content. Research content is why content, right? So as I'm discovering, like, should I invest in a sleep coach, or should I just change my diet, and how do I get better sleep? Why do I wake up so tired? You're gonna write content like, why do I wake up so tired, right? Or why can't I sleep well at night? Why do I snore? Why does my partner insist? Why can't my partner put up with my snoring? Right? Research content is going to be a lot of why content. Okay. Then we're going to move into comparative content. So I want you guys to write this on a sheet of paper, right? Just like this. Compare is going to be who and how much. Okay. So who is going to be content like, who is the leading sleep coach in San Diego, right? Or if you're a sleep coach and your name is Jim Jones, you say, like, who is Jim Jones and why is he the best sleep coach in San Diego, whatever the case might be. Okay. You might do something like, who are the best business coaches? in San Diego. You might go with how much, like how much to hire a business coach. How much money will I lose if I don't hire a business coach? How much money should I be charging for X? Right? That's a great, if you're a business coach, you should definitely be helping people decide how much they charge. So you guys get that. Now, a hot lead, this is conversion content, okay? So a hot lead is going to be more content like when and how. Like when is the best time to hire a business coach, and how to hire how to hire a business coach for a small project. Okay. So what I want to do is I want to have you guys we're going to do a breakout session right now. We're going to write this stuff on a piece of paper, and I want you to fill this in with at least 5 ideas for each area. And you're going to leave here today with 20 different topics that you can start creating today, and you'll have a working conceptual content funnel. How do you like that? You'll have 5 pieces for A, 5 pieces for R, 5 pieces for C, and 5 pieces for hot leads. And in the next 2 sessions, we're going to show you how to place that content online so that people see it and they take action on it. And we're going to cover that today. Right now, I want to go into our breakout session. So let's take some time and do this. What are your 4 silos? A, R, C, H. You could also do something else. And what are the 5 titles that you want to have in each of those sections? So go ahead. Let's do that now. And while you guys are doing that, Rachel, maybe we could answer some questions and sort of move to the next step. Now, here's what I want you guys to do. In fact, I forgot to share one more slide with you. Here's what we want you to do. When you have created this document and you've written down some of your ideas, in fact, I want you to do this right now. I want you to take a picture of that content and post it on an Instagram or a Facebook story. Just take a picture with your mobile phone right now and say, like, boom, and say, I'm creating brand new content for people looking to lose weight, or I'm creating brand new content for business owners with lots of sensitive documents, or I'm creating brand new content, for couples looking to mediate arguments and navigate their marriage. Take a picture of that and post it on your Instagram story and tag Vasita, tag OWEN Video. And then here's what we're going to do. We want to go through those and we want to look at what type of content you're producing. We want to see who we can be propping up as great examples of new and exciting content. That's number 1. But number 2 is we want to encourage you to show your audience that more is coming. Okay? I don't care if you only get 7 views on your Instagram story. It doesn't matter to me. Those 7 people will know that you've got tons of content coming. So that's what I want you to do. So I want you to jot down some of your ideas. She was able to pour them out on paper. So take a picture of it, put it on Instagram stories, tag Vasita, @Vasita, tag OWEN Video, @OWEN Video. And we want to celebrate you. We want to encourage you. And we're also looking for who we may want to feature in the upcoming boot camps as a leader in this space. So with that, Rachel, I'll turn it back over to you for questions and any workshopping of these titles. Please, guys, I saw like 9 people left as soon as I said you have to do work, okay? Look, I mean it. Don't be that person. Don't be that person like, oh, I'll do it later. I'm too busy. Like, being too busy is what put you on this webinar in the first place. You've been too busy over the last 2 years to sit down and write content. So stop. Stop what you're doing. Let's do this exercise together, okay? 4 silos, 5 ideas in each. Go. I want to see who can get to 20 first. And when you do, I want to see some of those ideas in the chat room. So let's talk. Let's go to you, Rachel, and let's talk about what we're doing here.
Yeah, I mean, I know, guys, we're at the top of the hour, and some of you might have to leave. So just to let you guys know that the session will be recorded, and we will most definitely be sending the recording your way. So you'll get in your inbox probably first thing tomorrow. But if you do have time to stay online just a little bit longer with us, we're going to go through the breakout session. And then, as promised, we do have a demo of how you can tie your content efforts into your Vasita account. So you're really making the most of your content. You're monetizing it. You know, you put so much time and effort into creating this great content. You might as well milk it as much as you can. So if you have a couple more minutes, stick with us a little bit longer and we'll show you all that. So let's get some examples. Is anyone sharing examples in the chat area? I know, you know, you come to this webinar, you know, you probably have your cup of coffee, you know, you're ready to learn, you know, kind of maybe tune out a little bit. And here we are, you know, making all these demands, you know, take a piece of paper, write this, write that. But, you know, this is, but we want to keep you guys busy. We want to make this an interactive session. The entire bootcamp actually is an interactive series. So if you want to share your examples, even just one example of, you know, what you're thinking of, what type of content, you know, you're thinking of creating next, go ahead and drop that in the chat area. We're going to watch that section and maybe showcase some of your examples. Oh, I see someone's writing how to create amazing videos on your mobile phone. Guys, that is a video for me. Can I just tell you something here? In my previous job, you know how when you scroll through your phone, like looking for a picture and like there's one picture that you took like 200 times. So you're like, oh my God, you know, I can't get to the end of this scroll. That's what happened to me when I tried making a video on my phone. I had like, I'm not joking. I think I had like 70 takes on my phone. And I was like, I'm such a perfectionist. Like I couldn't get it right, just taking it again and again. I could use that content, how to make awesome videos on your phone.
So good.
Yeah, well,
so good. And hey, high five to you guys, because since I said, hey, a couple people have left, nobody's left. And I want to just high five you for amazing. You're sticking around longer to go deeper into this content. And we're seeing some great stuff like how to DIY credit enhancement, how to pass your real estate exam on the first try. Carol, love. Carol, I want you to go to YouTube and search for Legal Eagle. And what Legal Eagle does, he's a lawyer, but he teaches people how to pass their law school exam. And take a look at how he does it. He does it by analyzing the law in everyday groups, or in everyday circumstances in movies and media and everyday life. It's really, really fun. I think you could learn a lot about real estate, or like how you could make content like that.
I just spotted another one for me. How to help your baby sleep independently. Please publish that article. Please send me a link. I will find you and I will read that article. Please do.
So good. So good. My answer to that is Benadryl. But maybe that's not what we'll talk about my parenting skills.
We'll get that later.
So we do have, I think we do have some questions. Do you mind if I just jump in and start answering some questions?
Yeah, go ahead. And just again, guys, if you have the time, stay with us a couple of minutes because I have the demo ready on my other screen and I will show it to you just after we answer a couple of questions.
All right. So Gaylada is saying, what does the C stand for? It stands for compare. Compare is where they know they're going to buy in your industry, but they're going to buy from you or another competitor. So they're comparing you and someone else. What else do we got? Leo is saying how to write a sales sheet for licensing your invention. Wow. Great content. Demont is saying, how often should you repost the same content or use the same funnel? All the time. Go in a 90-day cycle. Okay. So if you've created a piece of content called like, you know, how to write a sales sheet for licensing your invention or product, you know, what are 4 different ways you could write that title? And then you post that, you know, 4 times a year, every 90 days. You get it? Right. And if you break down the silo structure, it's like 1 piece of content a week. You know, it's easy. That's 12 pieces of content that you have to make for the whole year. 12. And then you just reframe them. You change the title. You add some new keywords, right? This is, and you leave people to the same freaking blog every time. So you increase the SEO, you increase the video value. So yes, and you should be using the same funnel over and over and over again. Guys, don't make the same mistake I did where I made a funnel, promoted it, and then if I didn't make $1 million, I quit, and then built another funnel. And if I didn't make $1 million, I quit. One funnel until you die, honestly, or until you can afford to hire someone else and you can start building a second funnel, right? Dial in one funnel as opposed to, you know, creating all these different funnels, hoping something will work. It won't work. Okay.
Another note on repurposing your content, I think that's also just a great way for you guys to really, get the best ROI possible on each piece of content you invest in creating. If you write a blog, check and see if you can turn that blog into a video 2 months later, and if you're camera shy, you can just get some like stock footage and some nice music and captions. If you're already invested in creating something, put it on paper, try to think if you can switch the format and just use it again, because different people will see it, or the same people will see it, and it'll just like leave more of a mark that way.
Yeah, that's good. And that actually answers Corrado's question, which is like, how detailed should an answer be? Can I bring the customer to an ebook, I think is what you're saying. Yeah, absolutely. And we're gonna talk more about that in session 2 and in session 3. Okay, so today we have scratched the surface. And Gary is asking a great question, which I think is a perfect lead in for Rachel. How do we use Visita for funnel functionality? And for that, I'd love to turn it over to Rachel and have you answer that question.
Great question. So we talked, so much about how we create these, how to create the content. And then the big question is, okay, I have the content, I'm all ready, I'm all set to go. How do I use this to generate a lead? And you can actually use Visita to do that. So I'm sharing my screen. Give me a thumbs up just to let me know that you can see my screen, because I've also been unfortunately known for talking as if my screen is okay. Yes. Okay. My screen is up. So let's watch this demo together. This is how you can use Visita for lead capturing. So this is like a blog post. This is, by the way, like the type of content I would consume. Like if I saw this on Facebook, 5 hacks for healthier snacking habits. If anyone is in this field, please write this article because I'd love to read it. So this is an article with some tips. As we mentioned before, visuals are super important. So some nice, big, colorful visuals. And at the very end here, after I gave my 5 tips, I'm going to say, this is my call to action. Are you interested in learning more about healthy eating? Click here to sign up for my free weekly healthy eating workshop. So this over here is actually a Visita link. See, this is a Visita page. This is a Visita event. You create this, you can choose a picture, give it the name, how long it is, if it's free, or if you want to charge, write a little description. And then you want people to book this so your customers can choose, which session they want to attend. They can see, which sessions are available. This is a weekly one. And then they come to this form over here. So this form is completely customizable, as if you're using Visita, you probably know, you can make it shorter. You can just make it name and email. You can add, additional fields. You can make them mandatory. You can, so let's just leave some of these open. You can add a little checkbox if you're concerned about like GDPR and spamming. And that's it. You just captured a lead. Someone just read your blog and converted, became a lead in the system. And I see, if you guys have a couple more minutes, I'm going to just show you another demo real quick of how to grab that link, just in case you're not sure about how to do that. So if you wanted to like get a link for a workshop or an event, you would first create that event in your calendar. So I'm going to create a group event. I'm going to choose an event from my service menu, which is one of the first things you do when you create your Visita account. So this is my healthy eating habits. I could really use one of these workshops. It repeats, so I have one once a week. And then these are just some more details. You can make it happen on Zoom. You can cap it if you want to say like, I'll have 20 people max, or, we support up to 500 registrants. It could, you can charge, you can make it free. If it's for lead capturing, honestly, guys, you should make it free, just give it, as a little freebie just to get the person in your system. You can send them reminders like the ones you received before this session, just to make sure they all show up. You're putting all this time into creating this workshop, make sure the people show. And that's it. So now it's on your calendar. If you click on it over here, you'll get to your event management screen. And then from here, you can grab this link over here, place it on your blog, place it on your social media. This is how you're going to this is how you're going to generate leads off content. And then on this page over here, you can obviously see things like, how many people registered. And then once people start registering, you'll see them over here. So this is where you're going to see all the leads you actually captured from your piece of content. And you don't have to do the workshop. You can do something else. You can also just have the call to action that says, just join my mailing list, get my updates. And you'll do that from here, from your client portal page. Click on create direct link. These are like all the different links you can generate. This is like Visita's secret page. And you're going to say, I want to create a link for people to contact me. This is the title. So instead of contact request, I'm going to write something like, subscribe for my newsletter or join my mailing list, because that's what the customer is going to see when they fill out the form. I'm going to click on get link, and Visita will generate this link for me. grab link. That's just like to copy it. And this is the page. So this is what, you know, people are going to see this and register. This is the link you put in your content. You know, if you want to read more about healthy snacking habits, click here, and then that takes them to that form I just showed you so they can register. And, you know, once they're in your system, you have them in your CRM, you know, and what do you do when you have them in your CRM? That's exactly what we're going to be talking about at next session. You know, you went through this whole long journey to capture the leads. Now the leads are in your hands. What is the next step? You know, how do you make your first sale? How do you convert these hot leads into paying customers? So I am going to share a link with you right now so you can, don't go anywhere. We want you guys to register to our session, which is happening in 2 weeks, July 28th. Hang on, I will share the link with you in 1 second. I have to stop sharing my screen, apparently. Yep. And let's grab that link. Guys, I really hope you can make it. It's going to be an awesome, awesome event. Owen's going to be with us, of course. Yes. And he's going to give you some pro tips on how to convert leads into paying customers. I just put the link in the chat area. So please go ahead, sign up. I think we're over time and we have to wrap things up for today. So I'm sorry if we didn't get to all your questions. If you have a question for us, feel free to use the link I'm placing in the chat right now. So you can send us, you can send us a question and we will follow up with you as soon as we can. I know many of you are probably already using Visita. If any of you are not using Visita yet, or if you're in the trial, or if you started a trial but kind of didn't have time and you want to start another one, that's absolutely fine. Just reach out to us. We can restart your free trial. If you want a sales rep, cool. Yeah, for sure. And if you want a sales rep to walk you through, Visita to try and help you understand, what's what, that's cool too. I just dropped another link in the chat area so you can schedule a demo if you feel like it. And visit Visita.com to learn more. Check out Owen's website and his social media channels. I follow him on every channel possible, and I love his content. I'm constantly learning, by the stuff he posts. And thank you guys again for joining us and being with us today. I hope you had a really great session. I know I really enjoyed it, and I'm looking forward for you guys to post that awesome content that you said, like the baby sleeping thing. That's the top of my list right now, actually. But go ahead, as Owen said before, be unique, have fun with it, create content that is within your area of genius, put it out there, and don't forget to take a picture of your plans and post them on social media. Tag us, tag Owen, because we will be showcasing some of those examples next session. So thank you again for joining us. We hope all stay safe. These are crazy times. Stay positive, and hopefully we'll see you in 2 weeks. Take care, guys. Thank you so much for joining us, Owen. Bye-bye. See you next time.
Have a great time. Bye, everybody.
Take care. Bye-bye.